Hey everyone, this is Brian from pnbhomesteading.com, and today I made a little printout of what I've got invested in my indoor grow tent. So I kind of wanted to show you guys my equipment and give you some pricing, and that way you can kind of know exactly how much I spent on this to do my indoor vegetable starts, as well as I keep some year-round tomatoes and cucumbers and that type of stuff in the back of the tent that I grow. That way we have fresh vegetables throughout the year, and we're not just reliant on our 3 to 4 month growing season here in the Pacific Northwest, where it's either too cold for these things to really get going, and then you get to the fall, you get that first cold snap at the end of October, and you're pretty much done for the year on any kind of production. So I'm going to go through all these and we'll have some fun. Okay, so for first off, we've got 6 LED grow lights. These are 140 watt, and they're suspended from the ceiling tent, and they have an adjustable cable that goes down, and each one of these is, let's see, I think it's like around 70 something a piece, and so I got 6 total, so it's $419 that I have in just the lights, and I've had these going non-stop for a year, besides their normal cycling off, because I run these at right around 13 hours a day, and they've been running continued, for that time, and I have had no problems with those. I've got the grow tent itself. I got this off of eBay, and I bought this for $98.90. And then I have 4 large heat mats that I run in this tent, and I think I have 2 of these like right now underneath my seedling starts for my vegetables, as well as I have the other 2 underneath my grow bags that I use for my tomatoes and my cucumbers that I have growing back there. I have 2 8-inch vent fans on either end of the tent. Those are used for cooling, for when the tent gets hot with the LED lights going in here. The heat gets pretty good. It gets right around 74 degrees, and I have that set on my timer, which I'll talk about in a minute, to come on, and they automatically push the air through from the outside of the tent into here, and it vents out the vent fans I have up above. And then I have 2 4-inch vent fans that I just mentioned. They're up in the corners. Those are used for the humidity. They vent to pull out any kind of excess moisture I have inside the tent, so that way I don't get any kind of damping off of any of the seedling starts, or any mildews or any of that kind of dowdy mildew that you see in a lot of grow tents. I know people that have the medicinal type of grow tents, they have to battle a lot of that, because they have moisture inside their tents, either from hydroponics, or they have just dirt grows, and the moisture gets too high, and then you start to get that mildewy on their cannabis, their medicinal herbs they grow. And so then we've got the 8-inch ducting that I have run down there on the 8-inch fans, and I can direct my flow inside my tent to have a swirling effect, or I can have it vent from the bottom up to the surface, and then it kind of goes around. That's what I'm kind of doing right now. They both hit each other, and then the flow goes up through the tent. And then we have the extension cords. They're all ran around the sides, down around here, miscellaneous cords. I've got, I forgot to go about through the prices. So the heat mats, I've got $104 in the heat mats. So I've got 4 of those big mats. The vent fans, I've got 2 of the 8-inch, they're $47. And then for the 4-inch vent fans, I've got $41 into that. 8-inch aluminum ducting, I've got $32 into that. The extension cords, I've got, around $25 in that, because I bought those off eBay or stuff that I already had lying around. I have these cell phone holder mats, or cell phone holder mounts. So I found kind of a cool little way to hold my tubing up here for my misting system for my seedlings. I got these 2 hold-on, they clamp onto the side of the tent, and they actually are adjustable, and so then they clamp onto my hose, and I've got one on this end and one on that end, and I use those. So those mounts were around $8.50 a piece, so I got $17 into that. Grow light hangers, that's what's hanging these lights here, coming down from the ceiling. I've got $26 into that. 2 power cord splitters, I have those up on the back of the tent, and then one back down there they're used for the fans, so that way I want one extension cord to both fans, and then I have a splitter that comes off of that, so it looks like little mini extension cords that actually plug into your extension cord, and then they split off into 2. And those are pretty cheap. You can find those on eBay or on Amazon.com, and you can usually get like a 10-pack of those, really cheap. And so I've got those, and they're $8 for 2 of those. And then, let's see, so now we're going to the programmers. So I got a digital humidity controller, which is this box right here. I've got $34 into that. And I've got the digital outlet timer. So then I've got, let's see, it's this one here, that's $17. And I've got the Galcon irrigation timer, which is this one here. That's about the most expensive one because you can have up to 6 different zones on that. So you can control 6 different sprinkler heads, which are these down here. I'm only using 2 because I've got the seedling one, and then I've got the one for my tomato plants that stay year-round. So that was $80 for that. And then I've got the sprinkler valves. They're $12.50 a piece, so that's $25 I've got into these. Then I've got the miscellaneous fittings. You got $10 into those. Then you've got the fogging water misters. These are right on here. They are $27 a piece, or not a piece. Yeah, heck of an expense. That's $27 for the pack of, I believe I've got. Let's see. So there's 12 of those, and then I think I bought them in 10 packs. So I've got the extra ones stored away in case these clog or if they break. Then I've got 100 feet of drip line that I purchased. And that was $12.66. Then I've got the Shark Bite 1/2-inch connector. So I tapped into the existing plumbing of the house, and I ran that down over through here, and I put in a hose bib, and I've got that all set up. And then I've got this extra watering nozzle here that I had from other gardening that I do around the house, and I put that on along with my 4-line splitter. And I already had that too, so I didn't put that into the price. The hose bib I did have to purchase. That was $10. And then I do have, I guess I do put this on here. So this dram water nozzle I use because it has a lot of holes in it, and it's great for watering delicate plants when they're in their early stages, so it doesn't just blast them with like a straight on shot of water. That's $25, and then the flex hose was $20. So all total, and I already had this extra auxiliary heater fan here, so I didn't count that. And then the grow bags I had from a previous, I bought those on eBay. You can usually get those, you can get like a 10-pack of those, for $3 a piece. It depends on if you get the ones that are biodegradable. They're made from recycled materials. You can search around and you can go as expensive as you want on those. I just went with a Midland brand that was made from recycled materials, like old blue jeans, that kind of thing. So all total, for the tent, lights, all these timers and everything, I'm into it right around $1,138. But to offset that cost, I took a set of tires that I had used, and I sold those on Craigslist, and I sold those for $450 for a set of 5 tires. They were basically brand new takeoffs for a Jeep that I had bought, about 4 years ago. And so that brought down my total cost for the tent to $688. So I believe in reuse and refurbish and resell as the way I live, around the homestead here, this little urban homestead we're running. And I always want to make sure that I can get the most out of everything that I do. So if you've got something that you can sell on Craigslist and fund your habits or hobbies, whatever you want to consider your grow tent to be used for, I consider it for a hobby and for sustaining, nutritious food throughout the year for my family. I encourage you to do that. So that's pretty much the tour of what I've got going here and the pricing of what I've spent on this indoor grow tent. So this is Brian from pnbhomesteading.com, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks.